Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. And right from the onset, I'd like to say that I support the Constitutional Amendment number 19 of 2019. Mr. Speaker, the sole reason why the initial amendment was, Mr. Speaker, from experience, it has turned out that that effort has locked out very many capable people who could have been nominated or who ought to have been nominated. Mr. Speaker, we know that nominations target women, target youth, target people living with disability because they are considered to be the vulnerable group in terms of an election contest. Mr. Speaker, I speak from experience. In 2007, I contested for the seat of Kisumu Town West and had a real fight, political fight, Mr. Speaker, with my colleague, Honorable Olago Alwoj. Despite the fact that I got thousands of votes, when the nomination list was out, I was not considered for that, despite the fact that I put up a strong political contest and showed that indeed I could be a strong politician. Mr. Speaker, in 2013, I contested for the seat of MP in Kisumu West constituency, again against my colleague, Honorable Olago Alwoj. Between the two of us, there was a difference of 900 votes. Mr. Speaker, I didn't make my way to this parliament because the list had already been given in advance. Mr. Speaker, my whole point is, election is a political contest. And we have strong people amongst the vulnerable groups who need to be brought up, who put up very good shows in the contest, but do not find their way into parliament. Mr. Speaker, I support this amendment because if the list comes after the elections, there will be due consideration of those strong candidates who have shown that they are politically capable to represent or to be representatives of the people in this House. Mr. Speaker, when you do give a list after the elections, the party is in a position to actually look at the members who have been elected on their ticket and to identify any gaps or any strengths that might be missing from those membership. Mr. Speaker, the party then has an opportunity to say, for example, that I need a lawyer, and out of all my elected members, I do not have a lawyer. And they have an opportunity to nominate a lawyer so that a lawyer can be part of its representation in Parliament. Mr. Speaker, if the list is given before elections, the party will not have such an opportunity. Mr. Speaker, my good friend talked about the two-thirds gender rule. We know that this Parliament has grappled with the two-thirds gender rule for a long time, and it has not been successful. And we know that the opposition has mainly come up from members who felt that we should do away with tokenism. Mr. Speaker, if we do nominations after elections or provide the list after elections, we'll be able to pick up or to pick out those members who are best losers or who have gotten a certain percentage of votes to also be included in Parliament. Mr. Speaker, what this does is when you nominate a strong person, she's able or he's able to learn the ropes of where she might not have succeeded, and in the next contest be able to win, thereby bridging the gap between the male and the female members and helping Parliament actually achieve the two-thirds gender rule. Mr. Speaker, somebody actually said that if we have the list given after elections, that we will be dealing with the issue of allegiance to parties. Mr. Speaker, that is not what this bill seeks to do. Because whether you nominate a member before elections or nominate the member after elections, whether that member decides to be loyal to the party or not does not depend on this bill. That is a personal choice. Mr. Speaker, I only wish that this bill could have gone a step further and actually stipulated or specified that in the list of nominees that would come after the elections, the people who should be first considered are those vulnerable members who have put their best foot forward and are best losers. Mr. Speaker, otherwise, I support this bill, and I want to thank Honorable Mutua for coming up with a bill for discussion in Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.